Hello, hello. Happy day, and welcome to the Sheila C Hill Show. And that C stands for come on in this room and have a sit down so we can chit chat for just a little while. Listen, the Sheila C Hill Show is the ultimate go to podcast for ambitious individuals who want to live a more fulfilling and successful life to get valuable insights and expert tips and also inspiring stories to help you improve your lifestyle, grow your business, and enhance your emotional well being. Now, in every episode, you're going to gain practical tips and insightful wisdom in the company of a supportive community of like-minded individuals who I call Sheila's Thrive Tribe. So listen, if you want to join the Thrive Tribe, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button and follow the show. And I tell you, you're going to be inspired. But if you are new, thank you for stopping by. I am your host, Sheila C. Hill. And I just like to say hello, hola, bonjour, como está, ni hao, howdy, and what is going on, my people? So glad you're here today. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. All right, now I've told you I bring the best guests in the land, and today is not going to disappoint. We have our special guest who is the co-founder and the COO of Leave a Legacy Finance. They are an insurance agency with their home office. It is in Tampa, Florida. And listen, with her and her sister, they are the only African-American women that are sibling owned and operated a six-figure agency in the United States. What? Say what? Say what? I'm so excited to introduce you to. I'm gonna bring to the stage Miss Kia Johnson. Welcome to the stage. Welcome to the Sheila C. Hill Show. We're so excited that you're here. Miss Kia, if you could tell the audience just a little about yourself, ma'am.
Well, you started it off great, but I'll add to it. I'm like, she can bring me out anytime. As Miss Sheila C said, my name is Kia Johnson. I'm the co-founder and COO of Leave a Legacy Financial. Our home office is here in Tampa, Florida. We are an agency my sister and I started to help our family, and then we expanded it to other people. But we do Medicare options, life insurance, and youth sports insurance. And I'm also an author, and we'll talk about that later.
Woo, author. Hold on. I don't think I knew that. Awesome. We're going to get to all the nitty gritty on today. All right. So just tell us, how did you get started? Like, what? How did you even get started in this industry?
Well, when I was in my 20s, just a couple of years ago, no, just kidding, my father called me. He had to go have heart surgery, and he called me in to say he needed me to be his power of attorney. And in your 20s, you have no idea. My dad at the time was only 49 years old, so flew to Connecticut, where we're from, signed the paperwork and everything, but he never came home. And he passed away with no life insurance. He was sick for a year, so he wasn't eligible for life insurance. So it wasn't that he couldn't or didn't try, he could not. But to make a long story short, we had to figure out how we were going to handle his final wishes. And it took a toll on me mentally because I didn't even have time to grieve in order to take care of that. And then later, my grandmother had a stroke and she couldn't speak. And so we just decided, I kept saying, I'm always the person they give the paperwork to. Hey, Kia, read this. Tell me what it says. Tell us what to do in our family. And I just said, if I'm struggling with this, and I've been blessed in life to be able to read and like understand words, things like that. Shout out to my mom for making me have a dictionary all the time. But it was just always something. And we just thought, well, if we're having trouble with this, there's probably hundreds and hundreds of people who never worked in the insurance industry, don't know what these words mean, and they need our help. And that's why we started the agency.
That is amazing. So basically, you had a situation in your life and you found like, hey, wait a minute, there's a need here
Yes.
and we need to other people are just like us that they need help. Wow. That's awesome that you took it the next step because a lot of times we just deal with it ourselves and we don't think about anyone else. We just go through it. But y'all took the next step to go ahead and make something of it. All right. So once you got started, all right, how long before you got started and you was just like, oh yeah, this is it. It's serving the purpose and it's making the money.
Right.
How long? What type of timeline did that happen?
We started off as kind of mom and pop in 2017.
Okay.
We got our LLC in 2019 once we realized, hey, we're missing out on some boats here.
Okay.
And we just really hit our stride in 2022. So years, but it looks overnight to a lot of people when they're looking at our social media or they see us registered trademark now. Then there's like, oh,
Congratulations. Yes.
thank you. Shout out to Attorney Dorna
Yes.
Taylor. She so we had a growth spurt all of a sudden after 2021, but we didn't hit where we are now until 2022.
Okay, so it took a few years. So it took a few years to scale. So
Yes.
now that you're scaling, how does that process look in the scaling piece of it? I mean, do
It,
you hire more people? Do you
yeah.
reach out,
Yeah.
designate? Tell us how that scaling process works.
Absolutely, and that's a great question. So before, when we started, it was just my sister and I. Then we added my husband, her son, a former coworker that she has. So it really was like five of us just kind of pushing through, and then we now have almost 20 agents. We're bringing on 30, but we have 20 that have signed, sealed, contracted, and are ready to go for Medicare AEP coming up.
Ooh, that's major. Let me get
It's
my
exciting.
yes.
Yes,
That's major. That's talking about
very.
scaling. Okay, now when it comes to scaling, a lot of people say, well, when you make more money, you have more problems. But when it comes to scaling, what are some of the stumbling blocks and how hard is it to get started in that process of the scaling?
That is also a great question. So the scaling part, I honestly didn't want to do
Okay.
because I had managed sales teams before in my work life before I became an entrepreneur. And I just, I said, there's people who just want to glide by in life. They don't necessarily have that, go drive like we would have with our business, and we can't afford to pay people hourly. That's not going to, result in a sale and some, return on investment, so to speak. So we decided to go the broker route where everybody that we bring on their 1099 and their 1099 contractors. However, we treat them like they're employees in the sense that we train them, we provide their leads for them, we provide the platform for them to sell. We provide more than the average agency would be able to do. And the reason we did it that way is because we know that that's the stumbling block in the industry for insurance, is having enough people to talk to. If you don't have enough people to talk to, you cannot be successful. Having people to talk to costs money in some way, shape, or form. So we decided we would launch this program. It's a fast track program that we developed based on, our experience and our expertise. And now we're able to make that offer to people when we know that we can help them get to, the six figures and beyond. And if they want their own agency, they can do that as well.
What? Okay, so the fast track is for the agents
Hmm.
so that ooh.
Yes. So
Oh,
they
that's
can
that's
immediately hit
great.
the ground running and making sales, and they don't have to worry about, because as you got to find people to talk to, but you also have to hone in on your craft and your process, the way you want to do it, the way it works for you. So we took away the finding the people part, and
Okay.
we're giving you our tools of how to get it done, but you still have to develop your own, but you have more time to develop your way as opposed to having to focus on all of the above, which is what makes it
Right. Which can be overwhelming.
very
It
much
makes you
so.
want to turn around and run.
90%, it is a known stat, 90% of insurance agents quit after the first year.
Wow.
And they work hard to get these licenses and
Yes.
pass the test, and you spend your money, and then it's just like, forget it. I'm spending more money than I'm making. It's not worth it. So we wanted to develop a process, and we didn't launch it until we knew it was going to work. Because the last thing you want to do is offer somebody something and it tanks.
Yes,
It's really
yes.
a wonderful
Wow.
opportunity for brokers to get started in the industry,
That is
or to
great. Okay.
restart.
To restart. Yes, yes. But it's about that support, having that support, that accountability, having someone who's paved the path, and you have the blueprint. Oh, that's a no-brainer. Like anyone listening is just like, oh, I want to sell insurance. I want to do this. I want to get into Medicaid. Now, let's talk about the Medicaid. Now, listen, like, okay, what are the key challenges that seniors face when it comes to selecting the right Medicaid plan? Like,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, Medicare plan.
Yes.
Do y'all
So
help them?
we do. That's
Okay.
our main product that we sell outside of life insurance and the youth sports insurance. Our main focus right now is Medicare. And the reason, again, that we got started in that was because of my grandmother, and us not knowing what plans she had, we didn't even know what insurance she had, let alone anything about Medicare. So basically, there are hundreds of plans. There are a few hundreds of plans that are available to seniors, and there are multiple options, and it's confusing to people because there's so many options. There's so many things that are not covered on one plan but is covered on the next plan. They're listening to their friends and their neighbors, husbands and wives. They take totally different medications, but they're on the same plan, and it doesn't work for them like that. So we do telesales, and then we do in-home appointments locally here in Hillsborough County, Florida. We help them with their options. We go over the different plans. We're contracted with all the major carriers. So we're not going to shove you into a plan that is just for us and for us to make money. We do a needs analysis, which means we're going to talk to you. You're going to talk more than we talk. And then we're going to figure out a plan that works best for you. And that way you can have your health care, because health care is important. You don't want to just make blanket decisions based on what somebody else told you.
Most definitely, most definitely. So when it comes down to, okay, so all right, let me get this right. You sell insurance, life insurance,
Mm-hmm.
and then there is youth sports
Mm-hmm.
insurance, and then there is Medicare. Is that
Yes,
right?
that's right.
Okay. So it's the tiers. All right. So how if you have an agent that wants to come and sell and they're brand new,
Mm-hmm.
how do they know which one to jump in, or do they have to find their own niche, or is there a process for that?
Thank you so much. There is a process. You can have a life health license, or you can have a life only or health only. So we allow for our new agents, brand new, pick one path because it's a lot to learn depending on what you decide you want to go with. So we just ask them to pick their path. And then once they pick their path, then we just put them on the track, and we help them with their training and their tools, and things like that. So it's kind of like we screen them, we talk to them, we learn what they're doing already, and then we kind of say, you would be a better fit for life insurance rather than Medicare, or vice versa. Because Medicare, you have to know a lot about just health in itself, and not necessarily medical terms, but you're dealing with medications. Same with the life insurance, but it's temporary. You get them the policy and kind of, thank you for allowing me, and they just pay their premium every month, and that's it. With Medicare, they're going to call you because I went to the dentist and the dentist didn't take my plan, and all different kinds of stuff they call you for. So
Okay.
you have to have a customer service kind of thought process in the background too, to do Medicare. It's not just I sold you and you go. Yes, it happens, but we don't do that.
Oh, that's nice. You take this extra step to to let
Yes.
them know I'm just not about just selling it to you or getting you the plan. I want to help you in the background, because that's what happens a lot of times. You buy it and just like, where they go, where they go. Now with Medicare, I know there's so many regulations that changes on a regular basis.
Yep.
How important is it that you continue to keep up with that education and teaching the agents as well?
Well, the good news is, and the bad news, some people think in the industry, is that you have to take your recertifications for your insurance companies. And there's a national test that you have to take every single year. So when the regulations change, you know it, but sometimes they don't know how to apply it to whatever, change. How do I take care of the regulation now? And we help train them with our scripting, because we do telesales. We help train them in the in-home, what you can say and what you can't say. So it's all about learning it and then retraining it when it changes.
Okay, definitely. Okay, that's good to know that you don't have to recertify, baby. I'll be like,
Every year.
what? I got to test again.
Every
Okay,
year.
wonderful. Wow. Okay, we're gonna get more into the mindset of an entrepreneur. To Hey, that's major.
Yes.
To get to these challenges, because entrepreneurship is not for the weak at heart at all. But we're gonna have a commercial break, and we're gonna come back and talk about the mindset, because baby, ain't nobody understand. They don't understand unless you're there. All right, so we're gonna have a commercial break. We'll be right back. Are you feeling overwhelmed with projects to build your business? Search no more. Introducing Borrow My VA, a virtual assistant service, your one-stop solution to bid farewell to stress and manage multiple tasks with very little effort. We specialize in website building, funnel creation, automations, and email marketing, all under one roof. And here's the best part. We provide all these incredible services at budget-friendly rates. Discover a hassle-free way to handle your projects. No more worries about onboarding or finding that perfect virtual assistant. Our team is all set to tackle your task with efficiency. Now, once you delegate the task, consider it done. Say goodbye to overwhelm. Don't miss this fantastic opportunity to elevate your business. Join our list of satisfied customers and book a free consultation today at borrowmyva.com. That's borrowmyva.com. Join the She Trucking Foundation today and be a part of a supportive community of women in the trucking industry. Unlock exclusive access to valuable resources, including mentorship, educational workshops, and networking opportunities. Whether you're an experienced professional or just starting your trucking journey, She Trucking is here to empower you and help you thrive. Visit www.shetrucking.com. Thank you to borrowmyva.com and shetrucking.com for sponsoring this episode today with our special guest, Kia Johnson. Listen, before the commercial break, we was talking about getting into the insurance game and understanding the importance of it through life. Listen, life will teach you, but also how she not only took her life experiences, her and her sister actually made it so they can thrive, teach the community, and have a six-figure business, and then teaching agents on top of that. Now we're going to talk a little about mindset, because baby, entrepreneurship is not for the weak at heart. We're going to bring Miss Kia back to the stage. Thank you, Miss Kia. Listen, let me tell you. So when you're building, because people don't understand, you have to build something from nothing, right? So tell me the type of mindset that you and your sister had to have to even get to this point in your life.
Thank you so much. The first thing I would say is my sister, her name is Aubrette Johnson. She is really the one that drove the bus. Like, honestly, I was fine. Like, I'll just sell my little policies, make my little money, and I don't have to worry about it. But she wanted to be more global. And she said, I can't do it without you. And so anytime anybody needs me, that's my button. Like she said she needed me, and I'm like, all right, let's go. So the mindset that we have to have as an entrepreneur is you cannot quit. You have to know when to pivot. You have to know, okay, this is not working. You have to be able to track your success, track your failures, because you will fail, and then pivot and know when it's time. Like sometimes people marry to whatever they're doing and they just want to do that one thing, but it doesn't always work. So when you feel like it's not working, don't just throw in the towel, just pivot, figure out, okay, what did work? Let me hone in on that, throw away what didn't work. But you have to know, and you have to just have some type of, I have God, Jesus Christ, I'm just going to say it, but whatever it is that you have to have that and just keep going back to that and making sure you don't give up. You can pivot, just don't quit.
Come on, say that, sis. I know that's right. Listen, I am the pivot queen. You hear me, baby? Get my crown, because
Yes.
a lot of times people are ashamed of pivoting. It's like, no, like if it ain't working, you got to do something different, right?
Yes.
So pivoting is so important, and it takes wisdom to know when to pivot. So a lot of people just think it's something negative. No, it's not.
No.
Embrace it and understand that I'm wise enough to understand that, yo, baby, I got to go something else. I got to do something else. So kudos to you all for doing that. I mean, listen, I'm passionate. Can't you hear it? Passionate
Yes,
about
I
pivoting,
love
honey.
it. We love watching you and your success. And so I appreciate you even, considering to have me on your show, because we do watch you and we see just how great you have, coveted that thought process. Like, let me go on over here. And, some people might look at it a negative way, but when you're in this industry and you're in the business of being an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur,
Wow.
there's nothing wrong with that.
That's right. Nothing wrong with it at all. And and you have to give people their flowers when they own up to it, to say, hey, baby, this didn't work. I mean, oh, honey. I mean, Walt Disney, how many times did he fail before he had Walt Disney? Like, for real. This is now everyone knows what Disney World is,
And
but
Mickey
he failed
Mouse.
so many times, but he didn't actually fail. He was just finding what his niche was, and he was pivoting every time something was not successful. So, listen, it's all about it. So, hold your head up. Anybody that's listening, hold your head up. If you have to pivot, it's okay. That's right. Come on. Only hold your head down when you're admiring your shoes, baby. Okay.
I love that.
So don't play with me, honey.
Oh, no,
For
ma'am.
real. So now with I can tell you're passionate about what you do. You're passionate about helping your community. At what point and how do you take out time for yourself, for self-care?
Great. Oh, you always got the best questions. Oh, I watch a show, and when I watch it, I'm like, "Ooh, she get in there." I have God, and I have my husband, my family, and they won't let me go too far. And it's always like, okay, you need to go to sleep, or get some rest, take these 2 days off, and then come back and run. So for me, it's always reading books, and so anytime I have time to read, then I'm already escaping this, because I form a movie in my mind when I read my books. Even when I'm reading the Bible, I see it. I see the pictures in my mind. So that's always my escape and my self-care, because you have to have something to keep your mind, because your mind constantly runs when you're an entrepreneur. I'm constantly thinking of the next. And then I got to using the app Otter. I hope I can say, the name, and I just talk into it. And that way I don't have to keep thinking about it. I can just talk into it and kind of escape that way. So I just started doing that, and that's helped me tremendously be able to sleep better.
Oh, that is wonderful. That's a great tip, sis. Thank you for sharing that, because I will have a notepad beside my bed and I will just write it down, or I'll speak it into my phone. I love that idea, because entrepreneurs, for the most part, we're creatives. So we have it going. A lot of people said, I have ADHD. It's not per se ADHD. It's because you're gifted in your thought pattern and you don't know how to cut it off. So it's not that you're just I can't stay focused. Yeah, you can stay focused on this. You're focusing on so much. It doesn't mean you can't stay focused. And that's what I know a lot of entrepreneurs have. But overall, you have to be able to
Yes.
release, let it go. It's like, okay, I need to chill out. Let me go cook dinner or something.
Yes.
Because life happens. Okay, so now because you are so passionate at what you do, and I know sometimes you become attached to some of your clients, how do you balance that though? Like, how do you balance not getting too attached, that thin line? How do you do it? Because baby, I'll be taking them cookies every day. I'll be like, come on, sweetie. How do you balance?
Well, I'm just gonna say it this way. I'm not antisocial, so I won't claim being antisocial, but I'm actually pretty shy in real life. So I'm able to balance it because on the phone and when I'm doing my thing, I am a superstar. But if you see me like in a room, I'm chilling until I'm comfortable, and then I'm loud and crazy. But for the most part, I'm an observer. So I don't feel the need to save them. I just feel the need to help them. And once
Ooh.
I know that I've helped them, then I can shut it off.
Ooh, hold up. That just hit my spirit, girl. What? I don't see a need to save them. I see a need to help them.
Yes.
Come on, my God. Because we have a heart sometimes and we feel like we can't save the world. Okay, that's just proven. But I can help them, but I don't have to save them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that one. I'm
It
man. I just have to
happened.
post you on a Facebook post for that. My goodness, I love it. I love it. Now, throughout as selling insurance, or you've been speaking with families, is there like a story that resonate with you? Maybe someone have told you a story that has helped them, or something heartwarming, or something that because of the services that you provide, it really helped them. Do you have anything that sort of stands out?
I have a lot, but because I've been doing this for years, at least since 2011 in the selling part. But the one I will say that makes me feel the most pride is when I went into a woman's home and she lived in a like a boarding room, and that room was so jam packed with stuff. She's like a hoarder, but I didn't blink. I walked in. I'm like, "Hey, girl, where's the chair? Let me clear this up so I can sit down, so we can get down to business." And then I'm talking to her, and she's kind of embarrassed about her home, but I don't care. Like, I'm going to help you regardless. But then when I started going over the benefits, and this is for Medicare Advantage, and I went over the benefits with her and sent her to a doctor's office that went and picked her up, and she's taken the bus before that, and I was like, no, I can find you a doctor that's going to really help you. They have activities and they help her. And she called me and said she felt like a queen. She felt like a queen. They treated her with respect. Before she was even dressed, they were sitting outside. They used a medical lift to pick her up, and she, we in the hood, so we just gonna say that
Yeah.
they all like, oh, she got a driver to come get her. So she's showing off for the neighbors. So I said, hey, give them my phone number. I'll come help.
I love it. I love it.
To me the most, because she was sad when I went in, and then she was like, boom, when I went out. Her whole tone and her whole
Wow.
spirit was lifted.
Wow. Okay, so with that, okay, so what role does trust play in your relationship with your clients? When
Oh,
you're dealing with the community.
you have to have the utmost, they have to have the utmost trust in you. You're dealing with their Medicare number, their social security numbers, their health issues, their health information, their medication, where they live, their, like, you
Mm,
have their entire identity in your little computer. And so they have to trust that you would not either sell it or use it for ill gotten gains or anything like that. So the trust that you have to have is a life insurance agent is the utmost trust, right up there with an attorney, because you have to tell us everything.
Wow. That's interesting. I know trust is very important. Now, beyond financial success, how do you measure like the impact that you're actually making in your community through the Medicare services? How do you measure that?
Great question. So we just started measuring kind of our events that we do out and about, because you can talk on the phone with people all day, but we are in 45 states, so you don't know who they are, you don't know where they live. But in our community, we host events. We partner with a doctor's office or clinic, a series of clinics, and that to me was our huge measure of success, that we're doing the right things, because doctors don't just, put their logo next to your logo and say, hey, we're having an event with this XYZ company. So for us right now, that's our huge measure, that we're doing the right thing and we're making a difference in people's lives.
Ooh, that's awesome. I love it. I love it. Woo, honey. I mean, y'all doing it. I love it. I love it. So keep impacting your community and reaching out and helping those who you can help without saving the world.
Right.
You see how I got that?
Yes.
Without, you don't have to save the world, but you can help who you can help. So okay, so what do you have to offer in the sense of, okay, so it seems like it's two part. That's why I'm just trying to word my question, because you can help agents, people who want to get into it, but then on the other side, you can help people who need help to buy insurance, Medicare, and get all that set up. Now, are you restricted to a certain state to sell your insurance?
We are right now in 45 of the 50 states. So
Okay.
yeah, so we're just not in the Dakotas and Alaska and Hawaii. We could be, but we don't have any clients there. Not yet.
Let me get my clapper. Hold on. What? 45 states? That's
We just added
awesome.
a new state. We were 44. We just added a new state yesterday. So
Congratulations. That's awesome. Okay, so let's talk about the people who need insurance, because we're not doing these GoFundMe and fish plates. We
right.
not doing that no more.
No more.
Okay? No more. So, okay, how can people get in contact with you to set up something for insurance?
All right. So you can either give us a call directly at our call center. We're open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Wherever you live. So you can give us a call. Our number is 888-682-1325. Again, it's 888-682-1325. When you call that number, it'll ask you which product you're calling for. You can press 1, 2, or 3, and then you'll get to an agent that is able to walk you through your options, either it be life insurance or Medicare. The youth sports, we usually have to ask you a few questions and then run a quote for you, but we can definitely take your call over the phone. We're also our website. I'm sorry, I was losing my train of thought. My website is lalfinancial.com. So you can reach us one or two ways, whether you want to be an agent or get assistance with your Medicare or your life insurance plans. You can hit us up, lalfinancial.com or 888-682-1325. And if we're busy, leave us a message. We promise we'll give you a call back.
Woo! Okay. Woo, that's a lot. Let me tell you, y'all have a call center? That's
Yes.
right up there, girl. I mean, what?
Yes, we have a call
Y'all
center.
doing it.
Yeah, we
Ain't
do.
nothing scrappy over here, baby. Y'all is doing it with excellence, and
Thank you.
congratulations to you on that.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. So that's the one stop. So whether they're buying something or acquiring about a quote, or whether they want to be an awesome agent like you all are, and they want to get into the game. Because listen, I didn't really know insurance agents was really like that. I didn't know. I
Yeah.
didn't know. Everybody's like, become an insurance. I'm like, really? That's, I mean, that's where it's at. I was like, that's where the money is too. They was like, yes.
There's a lot
What?
in there. It's a lot in there, but what I will say is that there's a lot of shiesty people, I guess, in any industry, but this is our industry, so we have to be careful who we attach ourselves to and attach our name to, because some people just want to get rich off of you and what you do, and we can say definitively we got this money from us and now we're going to get more from helping you, but we don't need them in order to be successful. And some people in the industry, they don't even know how to, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I'll just say this. They're using people for their success, and you just have to be careful who you attach yourself to.
Most definitely. Most definitely. I mean, you sound very grounded and really authentic. And I really appreciate that transparency, because that goes along with the trust piece of it as well. Um, Listen, there's some shiesty people out here and they should know better, but they don't. So it's all about educating people. And it seems like that's what you and your sister are doing, to educate, get the community support, teach the community, educate them as well. Now, at the end of the day, after all of the work is done, who is Kia Johnson? What's your hobbies, or what's something that people just may not even know, a fun fact about you?
Well, the one fun fact I'll say is that I can sing. I'm not going to sing here, so don't ask, but I can sing and I can act. And I've done a few things. I've been in plays and sang with my mom and my sister, my aunt, in our group that we off and on have. But one of the things that I'm most proud of is that I'm an author. I wrote a book of overcoming fear, doubt, pain, and shame. Is on Amazon, but it's a book that is really for you. The book is to help you to overcome all of these things that are holding you back by using the God that we serve. And it's scriptures in there, and basically it's a daily walk. Like, you read it, you try to apply that scripture. So not just read it, but you apply it in your daily life. And then it's like a diary. So you write in the book, what did you do to live that scripture that day? And what did it mean to you to live it? And it's a 31-day walk with God. And I am super proud of that. I'm going to have a next book after, because that was near and dear to my heart. Because, my mom, she thinks I can do anything. And she's like, I need you to write a book for this program I'm going to have. And I'm like, what? And I didn't feel worthy to write the book. What? And so the book that I wrote was this book, because I was like, how am I? I don't go to church every Sunday. I don't, always hold up my end of the bargain when it's time to sing and serve. So who am I to write this book? But that was the way that I was able to overcome that fear and that doubt and that shame, that pain. And I named it exactly what I was going through. But the next book I will write, because I wrote out what it was I was going through. And I was like, I'm more private. I don't want to put that all out there in these streets. But I'm going to put it out in the streets, because people need to know that no matter what you see, everybody struggles. Everybody has pain. Everybody has something from their background, or something they did, or, somebody did to them. And you have to forgive yourself, forgive them. You have to overcome that to move forward, or you'll be stuck.
Wow. And what's the name of the book again?
It's Overcoming Fear, Doubt, Shame, and Pain.
Wow. On Amazon. Okay, you guys, get the book. Oh my God, that sounds so great. And it sounds like it's going to be a stepping stone for your next book, and then the next. So, oh wow, I can see it. That's awesome. My goodness. Okay, so you said you sing. Okay. Yes, and I saw a little clip on social media where you was doing a little acting.
I can act a little bit. My husband makes me do a lot of things, but
oh my goodness.
What I will say is that he's an artist, but he's also an owner of a independent record label. So he wanted to do a re-scripting of New Jack City's court scene. So if anybody watched New Jack City, I played the prosecutor. And I must say it came out better than I thought it did. Because at the time I was just like, oh, I don't know if I did good. But thank you for mentioning that. But yeah, it was fun to do it. It was fun to get out of your everyday life and just step in and play somebody else for a change.
Most definitely. Most definitely. You did a great job. Now, what's
Thank
the
you.
name of his label? We can give him a shout out.
Breezy Money Team Music Group.
Hey, Breezy Money Team Music Group.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, okay. Y'all gonna be fine. Hey, listen, from what I saw, I loved it. And it was like, I was like, this is a real courthouse. Like, how they do that?
Yeah. My husband is always, he's going to always find a way to be different and to stand out. And yes, it was a real courtroom.
Yeah, that was cool. I love it. I love it. Okay, so tell us before we close, tell us something that you may resonate with you throughout your life, or something that's inspirational, something to share with the audience as we close. Can you think of something?
Absolutely. When I was a kid, I was born with spinal meningitis, and or I developed it. I don't know if I was born or I developed it. And the doctors told my mom that I wouldn't walk, and I wouldn't live to a certain age, or I would be mentally challenged. But at the time, they used the R word, but we won't use that here. And my mom was like, I don't care what you say, not my baby. She's a genius, and she's everything. She spoke life into me, and I ended up being a genius on paper. And but she wouldn't let me quit. And so one of the things that resonates with me all the time is whenever I feel like I'm faltering, I go back to that, and I hear my mom's voice always saying, get up, bend your knees back, walk straight, stand up, you can do it, don't give up. And I hear those cheers. So whoever was your coach in life, whoever made you do something, you were like, I don't know, I don't think I can, channel that person and just keep getting back up. Don't lay down, get back up.
I love it. Oh my goodness. What?
Yeah,
Is that gonna be in your book?
it will.
Oh my
It actually
goodness.
is. I just have to do a final edit, but yeah, it was crazy. But I had to wear these little weird brown shoes.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Almost like
So
what Forrest Gump did with the shoes
yeah.
and the bracelet. What?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a blessing. Now that right there, that took it to a whole nother level, honey. So
Hmm.
you're meant, your life had purpose,
Yes,
and you had to go through that so you can have this story. Mm,
absolutely.
mm. Thank you, Kia. I'm gonna take you backstage because I almost can't take no more of this. Lord
Thank you
Jesus.
for having me on your show. I really appreciate it.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. Oh my gosh, you guys, like mind just blown. I'm so excited that Miss Johnson just came and shared and just dropped that knowledge. No matter what life has thrown your way, you can overcome it. And the gem that she threw, channel that person who's your biggest supporter. Because sometimes we don't know enough to support ourselves, so we don't have that within us. But if you can channel that energy, oh, you can be great like she is. That's awesome. Okay, so we're gonna thank you all for tuning in today. I'm so excited that you all was here. I'm so excited for our guests and everything, all the nuggets that she shared. Now, if anything resonated with you, please send us in the comments. Let us know what resonated with you, and we love to hear some feedback. Don't forget to subscribe. But just know, if no one has told you today that you are loved and highly appreciated, understand that you are loved and highly appreciated, and your life is worth living. You will get to your purpose and walk in your destiny. But you have to keep living to do so. So, no matter how tough it is, no matter what's going wrong, it's going to get a brighter at the end of that rainbow, and it's going to be brighter. Just keep going. And the only way to go through is out. You've got to get out of it to go through it. Okay, so listen, She done blew my mind. Anyway, thank y'all. So let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Until next time on the Sheila C Hill Show. Stay blessed.